Hey guys, how's it going? So in my previous video I showed you how to make the homemade, I teased how these homemade booster packs, and as you can see they come out really well. They've got a really nice sheen to them, it's got a nice thick quality packaging paper. Obviously these booster packs fray away from the typical homemade TCG type of booster pack, which ignore the scribble, but I've seen some in the past where they kind of just, you put the cards in and you fold the sides over and glue it down and then you crimp the edges. I'm going to go through some of my ideas and progressions in a minute. And this is basically how I've ended up coming with this pretty cool design. So first off, how did I end up here? So everything here is a string of progression and improvements. As you can see, we started off with some pretty basic design. You've just seen that one, and that was some thick paper glossy card. It didn't quite fold so well, but then again I wanted something a little bit different from the typical regular standard basic design. Then we moved on to this one. This was a very testy design. It's kind of how I wanted it to create, like some kind of pouch with a tear-off flap on the top. So that's that. Then this was the first prototype. This has actually got cards in it, and I originally started having like this little tear thing across the top. That didn't actually do too badly, to be fair. And then you would just basically put your own Game Crafter cards in there. Oh, hello. Or, you know, whatever cards you want. You don't have to put cards in, you could probably put like autograph cards or art pieces or something like that. Then we moved on to the first design print. So this is actually a booster pack design from my actual game on the Game Crafter. It was just a staple, it was just a stamp really, saying, showing what it would look like with a bit of colour on it. So this had the flap on the back and it seemed to work really, really well. Obviously it was mostly just text boxes and you know, text this way, text that way, and so on and so forth. This will be covered up like an early printed prototype. Then we moved on to another print without all the boxes on the back. This has actually got cards in it, so I started delving with a way where you could put your thumb in under the top and just rip the top off like that. We coloured in the boxes what you fold over. Ignore the cards what are in here. That's just, they were just put in there because I didn't have any Rubber cards at the time to put in. So this one I'd actually done away with the perforated edges there, but this was more of a test with the thumb slip than anything. Then we moved on, we updated the design a little bit, and we went for this one. This is all done in Microsoft Word. And then exported. You can export it as a PDF or you can print it as a Word document. And this one had a few basic bits of text on, but then obviously the problem with this one is when I exported it as a PDF and printed it on mobile, it was too small. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see that, but for some reason printing it off on a mobile device to the same printer, it made the packaging just a little bit too small. So we do have the tear tab across the top. That came off really nice. And then you can just fish your cards out the top like that. Alternatively, there's two ways of opening it. You could just rip that off the top. So it's, it's entirely up to you how you want to open said cards. Then, what was up with this one? This was the good print. This was the first good print we had. We went back to the text boxes for some reason, and then when we printed it off on the laptop, it was fine. Again, it holds just enough cards, maybe 8 cards or something like that. Let's see what it says. Moving on to this one, for some reason I changed it and then it made it a bit too narrow, so I had to basically redo it a little bit and make the thing a little bit wider. This one, what's up with this one? Old design. I think this was just another test print. And this one. This was actually used in the most recent video, which is the latest booster pack design, because it's got all these fancy 3D embossed boxes type thing. So that is that. And then here, this was all the templates that I went through. They are pretty basic designs. However, I think that the actual booster pack in the end, it comes out really, really well. This is didn't cost me a lot in ink and paper, but obviously it's just taken up time more than anything. Printed it off on mobile, extended, and this is the widened version, which I would probably recommend to use the extended version. And then that's the latest design, which I'll probably use to make a booster pack with. I'll do another video of how to actually fold and create the booster pack. But yeah, this video is more of a history of how I've come to the actual booster pack, what I've got today. So yeah, hopefully in the next video I'll show you how to print off and actually create one of these pretty cool looking booster packs. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.